everybody, we're back here again for another part of, well, the next arc of Young Justice Phantoms, my review of it. One of the major problems Young Justice has had for quite a while now is that they just keep putting in a bunch of unnecessary people and unnecessary stuff that nobody is interested in. It doesn't stop them from doing it, they just keep going along with it and stuff. So here we get another example of that in Zatanna's arc. We get introduced to Zatanna and her Power Ranger Magic Squad. Who are these people? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know, but I'm just saying I don't know, don't care. Should you care? No. Because you don't know these people. You're not introduced to them, you're not building with them, nothing. They are simply put in there to show that Zatanna now has some magical Power Ranger squad that she is somehow teaching. Is she teaching them to suck just as badly as she does? Probably, but that's what's happening. So we get introduced in this, we get a little more thing. We find out about the Lords of Order and Chaos, and we find out that, millennia ago, Vandal Savage had this Vandal Savage had a village of meta-humans, and that's how he met Clarion, and Clarion showed up and started killing all of them. And that's not me. So he and Savage made a agreement to work together, and that was it. Now, another Lord of Chaos, like Clarion, arrives called the Child. Child makes this avatar out of crystal and stuff and goes about viciously slaughtering people and looking to kill all sort of stuff. We get to see Zatanna and her magical Power Rangers show up. They meet Clarion and surprise, surprise, they get their asses kicked. Shocking. When Child ends up killing Clarion's cat Tickle, he ends up going into this bus, the school bus, and starts takes away the school bus from some years ago that was on this bridge with all these children inside of it, and he starts zipping through different dimensions and different time streams and all kind of thing going along there. That was a little funny to see, the children in the bus going all one after the other. But we get to find out a little more about how Vandal Savage is just so much of an asshole, to be honest with you. He and his grandson rebuilt their kingdom called Atlantis. Then because Vandal Savage wanted to rule not just the land but the sea as well, had Clarion sink Atlantis, killing his grandson in the process, and then creating Homo Mermanus. Because the people in them had magical abilities, and then Vandal thought himself that if they get submerged under the water, their abilities would manifest there. So that's how modern Atlanteans came to be. When Child gets the power of all the Chaos Lords and starts, setting off things and looking to pretty much wipe out the earth, what does Vandal Savage decide to do? Pack up everything and everybody he deems necessary on Warworld so he can run for his life. Yeah, really should put a lot of trust in that man. We also get to see Vandal Savage's son, Nabu, who eventually becomes Dr. Fate. And I just want to take a moment here, before I continue, take a moment here. Could somebody explain to me why the Justice League is allowing Dr. Fate to hold people hostage in his helmet? Because he's literally holding Zatanna's father hostage in his helmet, and nobody's saying anything about it. Nobody's saying anything at all about it. Apparently that's just supposed to be normal. So Dr. Fate / Nabu has Zatanna's Power Ranger, magical Power Ranger team go through some trials to prove that they're ready or one and the other. And we get all kind of nonsense. I have this one fella, Khalid, and he's Muslim, and they have to really try and sell that point. Have a next one who is we have a next one that's Mary Marvel. She has the same powers like Shazam. You can see her, and then they have Tracy 13. Like I say, you don't really have to think about these people. You don't really have to care because they are not the least bit interesting at all, or you don't really build up enough of these characters to even be interested in them. Long story short, they end up confronting Child at the North Pole, have this big battle, have this big battle and all of this stuff. Clarion gets another tickle, comes back. The Lords of Order intervene, block Child's power. So after they were literally getting their backsides handed to them, they end up stopping Child. We also get to see this part about Zatanna talking about how talking about all his beginnings as a hero and talking about how his fate had sustained him, and that he would that he was that he was using his his fate to try and help him get through being trapped in the helmet. Once again, I don't understand why they're allowing that, but it doesn't seem to work. So anyway, the thing about, as I say, they end up the lords and end up removing Child's power. Um, they destroy Flaw, causing Child to without the actual anchor to the world. Child end up getting sucked away. So that happens. Then Zatanna proposes to Dr. Fate that she and her magical Power Rangers will share the helmet. I think it's every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. They will go here, there, and the other. So they'll keep switching the helmets between each other so that everybody gets a little something in them, but not Mary because she used the powers and stuff. So they figured they had to cast her out. God forbid they try and help her, no, you just cast her out. That clearly going to backfire on them. The school bus gets sent back in time. Again, that school bus thing was really, that school bus was really funny. That part was really funny. Honestly, to tell you the truth, at this point with Garfield, I should say Beast Boy, and his depression thing, it's just getting really ridiculous. I could understand the man has a lot of things have happened to him. He lost a lot of people and all of this thing. He ends up breaking up with his girlfriend, Perdita, after she finds out that he's abusing sleeping pills and all that kind of thing. But for a character like Beast Boy, that doesn't seem like something that would happen. It seems like if he has somebody talks to him like that, I think if he talks to a friend like that, that will be enough to try and help him through it. But they're really pushing this whole Beast Boy in this deep funk and want to sleep all the time and don't care about this, and he's so depressed, and it get to the point where it's just getting ridiculous. Honestly ridiculous. Now, before I finish off this arc, let me just say, when the school bus starts, we were passing through different places. When Zatanna touched the school bus, she got a vision showing Connor, Superboy, in some place pleading for help. So clearly he's alive. Stated that before, but clearly he's alive. So that's obviously going to be an issue coming up soon. We also once again get to see Black Canary playing everybody's den mother and therapist and all kind of thing, and she's talking with Zatara about his time as Nabu's host and how much it affected him and all kind of thing. I mean, God forbid you all have just gotten the freaking helmet off of him, but no, that's okay. I mean, it's like everybody now needs some shoulder to cry on, and Black Canary always there to just be the one to offer it up. This whole arc with apart from the school bus, just being kind of funny when especially the closing credit where they had them speeding through the different children and were screaming and they were like that was funny. But apart from that, this whole thing with Zatanna felt unnecessary, extremely unnecessary. Had you built up to this or something like that, maybe, but you threw in Zatanna, a character who you have barely touched on, I mean, people probably know more about Zatanna from superhero girls than from Young Justice. Supposedly it's supposed to be some big sorceress, yet every time, doesn't matter who she's with or whatever, they always seem to be getting this stuffing beaten out of them by Clarion, who just decides himself, well, you know what, I'm not going to kill you today, maybe tomorrow. It's pathetic, really. Really, really, really pathetic. I mean, this entire arc did not interest me at all. You try this whole thing with child and flaw and I mean, I don't mind the Lords of Order and but they just seem to be a bunch of idiots themselves. There's no build up anymore in this thing. This arc was very underwhelming and it's very disappointing. I didn't like it, didn't dig it, didn't care for it at all, whatsoever. So that's it for me when it comes to Zatanna's arc. Really not impressive in my part, but you know, that's what I would say really happens when it comes to this. Okay, so you can look forward to the next arc, which will be probably just as underwhelming, but still. If you like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video, and I shall see you all next time. Take care.